Good morning, afternoon or evening wherever you are in the world, and welcome back to Ventura Studio with me, Dan. This week we'll be delving in a lot more detail to the build process for the X-Wing, recently featured on the channel in the Empire Strikes Back diorama. So if you want to check that video out, please click here, trust me, it's a good one. So onto this kit then, and it's the Bandai 1/72 scale X-Wing, particularly Luke Skywalker's from the Death Star battle scene in A New Hope. This is actually the first click fix, or whatever the process is called, but basically glueless model that I've ever built, and wow, what a dream it was to put together. Here's me clicking the bits and pieces into place, and oops, immediately a mistake. The trouble here is that it's so simple, it lulls you into a false sense of security, and you end up putting things on back to front a few times. So once I'd spent some time undoing that error, and putting it back in the correct way, I continued with the build, and trying to pay a lot more attention to what I was doing. These pieces all go together so simply, and once I'd done the first wing, as you can see here, it was easy to mirror it with the second. These pop together like so. And then it's onto the cockpit. And again, just the right amount of detail for such a simple kit, and so easy to put together. Oh, okay, watch that pieces don't fly off when you try and fit them together. So once the cockpit base was done, I attached it to the wings and then spent too long trying to figure out which way was up, and particularly how these fit together. Once I'd figured out my left, right, up and down, the piece fit together exactly as it should. The rest of the fuselage went on nice and easy until I met the final boss. Not the rock, the nose piece. I promise you, this is not filmed for dramatic effect. I genuinely was trying to fit this in for ages, but it just did not want to play ball. Eventually, I took a condor moment, I went at it calmly, and somehow it just worked. It was definitely a user error. I had to take a bit of a break after this bit. But coming back to it, I put together the final elements of the main body, clicking all those into place, and then adding the wing weapons. At least I think those are the weapons, right? The last bit to put on then is the landing gear, albeit these didn't survive the impact on Dagobah, so I had to cut them out when we did the diorama, but I wanted a full model build for this vid, at least. And with all that done, the build is complete and it's time to head into the painting. Pulling out my painting mat then rather than the nice white build mat. And it wouldn't be a Ventura Studio build without a bit of Mr. Surface of 1500 black, and this was applied all over as our primer. Note, I did remember, magnificently, to remove the glass cockpit before I did this bit, so well done me. I made sure to put a good strong layer of the surfacer on to make sure we hide all of the base colours of the model. To make the X-Wing colour, I combined this off-white with some light gold grey in a roughly 60-40 split. But after the first layer, I thought it looked a bit too silvery and plasticky, so I did another layer, but lighter, of just the off-white colour. For the interior, I used some super thin black paint to coat both the seat as well as all of the instruments, and we will be adding the decals to the instrument panels, so this was more of just a base layer. The landing gear and engine blocks all received a nice thin layer of metallic grey. And I also added some to the tips of the engines too. And with all of the detail elements painted up, I put on a gloss acrylic varnish to the whole model to seal in the base colours and allow us a layer to add the decals. To add the decals, I used Microsol and Microset in that order. First applying some Sol, then the decal, not always perfectly as I like to demonstrate on a few of these, and then soaking up some excess liquid with a Q-tip, and then a top coat of Microset. I repeated this step for all of the decals on the model, and I like to think I got better as I went. Well, I couldn't really get worse. The interior instruments were quite satisfying, and they were moulded to the surfaces really nicely. And these wing blaster weapon thingies were also very satisfying and turned out great. And then I met my decal nemesis, this yellow rim around the engine intake. It did not want to play ball at all, but I did manage to tidy it up a bit more than I leave you thinking I did with this clip. Here's me adding some more decals on the cockpit and the main body too. And the nose was quite satisfying as there are so many decals all in one place, but wow does it really make it all come together. It's also worth noting here that if you hate applying decals, Bandai also provide the decals in the form of stickers, so you don't have to do any water transfers if that's not your thing. I just found the decals conform to the surface a bit better, but the stickers also look top quality. With all those decals in place, with their respective layers of microset, I let it dry and then went over it with another lot of gloss acrylic varnish to allow us for the next stage, the weathering. To weather this model, first off I went along a few of the panel lines and raised details, adding a really thin layer of burnt umber just to take off the plastic toy look it had. A bit of a touch up to the engines next with some more black artist paints just to give it that weathered look. And I did a few of these black streaks where the ship had probably jumped to light speed a few times. A bit of a last touch up to the engines, well maybe a bit too much of a touch up. And then I knocked one of the engines off. So I had to stick it back on, which it really did not want to do. So I plastered on some glue and then used this artist oil paint as a bit of leverage, which worked great. Now I thought this was looking really good, and if I was going to keep the X-Wing for display on its own, I'd probably be nearing the end, but we aren't. We all know that Luke's about to crash this into Dagobah, down in the swamps, so we need to make it absolutely stinking, especially on the underneath, which will be the underwater in this diorama. And with the last touch up on the wings, I'd say it's ready for Luke to take it to the skies, or at least to meet Yoda on Dagobah. So there it is, Luke's X-Wing in all its glory. Now, I thoroughly enjoyed this build, and if you haven't already, please check out the Star Wars diorama video to see how I built it all. Please like and subscribe to stick around for some more builds and especially more movie dioramas coming up shortly. Very soon we'll be in the caves of Oregon. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.